next story up on our run of show is uh oh, and this is something that I'm glad Rep Robinson brought this up, but y'all know the SNAP. If you got SNAP, which is food stamps, it's ending effectively on November 1st. So, as Rep Robinson said, matter of fact, let me pull that back up for you guys. She's going to be doing some food drives. Shout out to Kennedy Freeman who put it up there. So, upcoming food distribution dates for state rep Robinson is November 12th, November 24th, and 26th at 10 a.m. at 164th Street and 25th Avenue in Miami Gardens. That's the full address there. But y'all, it's getting real out here. They are canceling they canceling the stamps, y'all. If you got stamps, you got SNAP benefits, you may not be able to use them come November 1st. So here's some things that our legislators, our elected officials are trying to do to stand in that gap for y'all. Let's see. Levine Kava rallies food bank partners, urges community donations ahead of November SNAP funding cut. Let's see what our homegirl Levine Kava had to say.
Something extraordinary begins to rise. Stranger Treats and Beats, a 3-day music festival from October 30th to November 1st. Experience Miami's most epic Halloween lineup. Tickets on sale now. Are you ready to feel the rhythm inside you?
The clock is ticking as federal funding for SNAP benefits could run out this weekend.
I'm losing sleep. We're all losing sleep. This situation is just beyond our worst imagination.
Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava says South Florida could be hit especially hard with hundreds of thousands of low-income families and seniors relying on SNAP benefits more than the national average.
Nearly 1 in 4 of our households in Miami-Dade County that depend upon SNAP.
Calling it an all hands on deck situation, Mayor Levine Cava urging South Floridians to help if they can, and says the county is coordinating with food banks and nonprofits to brace for a possible lapse in SNAP if Congress doesn't end the government shutdown by November 1st.
By activating emergency food distribution operations through a joint emergency response framework.
Some of those food banks already feeling the pinch of federal funding cuts and less food coming in.
The first times that I'm really concerned that I don't have the resources that I need.
Despite that, CEO of FarmShare says they are planning 42 food distribution events and using county data to target areas where SNAP recipients live. Feeding South Florida estimates more than 500,000 people in Miami-Dade could be impacted, a hit
Wow.
that could ripple through the local economy.
Not only will families go hungry, but more than $5 to $6 billion in revenue a year comes to Florida through SNAP benefits.
Meals on Wheels in Broward says applications from homebound seniors already spiking this week.
They don't have to go to sleep at night hungry. That's why we're here.
Meanwhile, Mayor Levine Cava calling on Congress to end the government shutdown.
Please see past the politics and get this done.
Republican Congressman Carlos Jimenez responding.
It is Chuck Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate that have closed the government and have put in risk the SNAP benefits to millions of Americans.
Here at Feeding South Florida, the president and CEO has two messages tonight. If you need help, ask for it. And if you can help, to do so. If you need assistance or would like to help, we have a link on our website where you can at WSVN.com. In Pembroke Park, Julie Calhoun, 7 News 19.
Wow. So shout out to WSBN for that report. Y'all, it's getting real out here. It is getting real out here. And not saying that we need to kick somebody while they down, but we tried to tell y'all. We tried to tell y'all this is what was going to happen. And the crazy thing, too, I would talk to a lot of my friends who are Black professionals who aren't on any SNAP benefits, no Medicare, none of these things that wouldn't have been affected. Of course, the high prices of things at the store that affects us, but like our livelihood isn't directly tied to like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like my friends aren't not going to have health insurance or be able to buy food because of a government shutdown. Like they have jobs and they're going to pay for their things, right? And so the people who, voted for the Republicans to me did not really fully understand, I feel, what the ramifications of this would mean. And this is just one of them. And here's the thing. I'm like, uh Congressman Jimenez, you blaming Chuck Schumer. Y'all want to do this thing back and forth. At this point, people don't care who to blame. They just want y'all to stop having the government at a shutdown so that people could get their benefits. People are like seriously it's gonna have ripple effects because here's the thing that we're not talking about economically, right? So we just want to keep it Dade County. 500,000 people could lose their SNAP benefits, right? That means 500,000 people aren't shopping in stores, which means 500,000 people aren't contributing to the revenue of the local economy of the produce and grocery stores, right? Which could mean cut hours for people who work at stores, less jobs, maybe layoffs. So the ripple effect of this shutdown, it's not just the people losing their benefits, it could also affect the employment of people at grocery stores and things like that. So it's just so many ramifications on what's going on, which is why it's so important for us to be involved in what's going on locally in our politics, especially when it comes to Senate, Congress, on the U.S. level, state representatives and senators on the state level, and your county commissioner, your state attorney, your city council people. Like, this stuff has immediate ramifications on your life. We just saw an example of that with Rep. Robinson talking about the work that she's doing around sickle cell. Imagine if that get passed. That means less sickle cell warriors get to have to be persecuted and judged when they go get their medicine, which leads to better health care, which leads to better quality of life immediately for people in their life. Imagine if we had a, a a Congress right now that wasn't fighting so much and at a standstill, and we could get a budget passed so we're not in a government shutdown. And this is probably one of the longest government shutdowns in the history of the country. So I feel sorry for people who are going to lose their benefits, but I kudos to the local elected officials who are trying to stand in the gap. People like Rep. Robinson, Mayor Cava, Feed in South Florida, who are having these food banks so people can at least get some of the necessities and be able to feed their families. This is y'all, it's rough out here. Remember I told y'all a couple of weeks ago I was in a Family Dollar and a man ran out of there and he was stealing laundry detergent. Laundry detergent. Come, these are that poverty. These type of thefts are out of poverty. It's y'all gotta stay prayed up, man. If you got a job out there, if you got a little piece of a job, if you got a contract, thank God for it. Value it because there's people out there hurting, man. And it's I hate to say it, but it may get worse before it get better. That's such BS. Republicans are ours with the reason the government shuts down because they're trying to make the Dems do things that they won't agree on. And the thing that the Dems are really, really pushing for was the Affordable Health Care Act. They're like, we're not going to pass this unless y'all make sure that the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, is in this budget. And so, which is part of the reason why we are at a government shutdown, is because they would not want to agree to the terms on the Affordable Care Act that the Dems were demanding. So shout out to the Dems finally standing up and not being punks all the time. But as a result, people gonna lose their things. So child, let's let's hope that they could do a little bit. Let's hope this gets solved quickly because this is affecting people who work in the military, government, make you nervous to even fly because that affects the airports, TSA, and all that stuff, child. So yeah, let's just pray. That's all at this point. That's all we can do.